I got my diagnosis of premature ovarian failure towards the end of 2005, and that New Year's Eve was probably the hardest one ever. It's supposed to be a time of celebration and looking forward to what the year has to offer, the new year, and I just felt like my future had been cut off. My dreams of my future children and family and all those things that go with it had been taken from me in an appointment with a specialist. And so I just remember sitting on the steps of our house just sobbing my heart out, just not knowing how to go on really, and just overwhelmed with despair of the new situation facing me.
Mother's Day is hugely, hugely hard, I think. It's one of those occasions that I want to celebrate it for my mother's sake, because she's my mother and that's what I want to do. And so I do that. And have decided that it's no point in getting all sad for myself and about wallowing in self-pity, that really I needed to celebrate it in some sort of way. So I make sure that I do something nice on Mother's Day. I get my husband to take me out somewhere and celebrate it, not around children and that sort of thing, but just something nice. And I try and do that for most occasions.
Fertility issues are personal, and there's no one-size-fits-all approach, except there are some commonalities between people about special occasions and managing Christmas. It's similar kind of feelings that everyone experiences through that time.
Christmas and holiday times have lost something of their spark for me since my infertility diagnosis. They used to be about family and friends and looking to the future, but all they seemed to do for a while there was remind me of what we didn't have.
Families are socially accepted in our society as being like the ultimate unit, and they represent all sorts of things like honesty and credibility and those sort of qualities. And a lot of the holidays are around families. Christmas, birthdays, baptisms, all sorts of things are built around families and the family unit. And I realised that there's a lot of holidays, and I could either be miserable through all of them or find a way of coping with them.
It is quite important to find ways of getting through those difficulties or those challenges. If you've got a partner, it can be really useful to sit down and talk with your partner, like make a plan how you're going to get through, have a catch up where you're up to, and also take that one size doesn't fit all approaches. Take each event or celebration at its own merit. You might be fine for Mother's Day but hopeless at Christmas, depending on where you're up to in your treatment or in your journey. So keep talking to one another about those kind of things.
Christmas is hard because it's a real family celebration. It's around children and the excitement of opening the presents and Christmas morning and that sort of thing. And it's that feeling that you get even as an adult that this is all about children really, and to not have that is it's really difficult to the point that I don't even put my Christmas tree up anymore.
I think Christmas can be quite hard for people because it's about, you know, birth, and it's everywhere around us. It's at work, it's, you know, an end of the year, there's so much going on, so it can be really difficult to get away from those Christmas kind of messages. But keep in mind that it's not just you, there are other people going through this at the same time. And if you're linked in with support group, it might be that as you come up to these kind of celebrations that you draw those people in. I think that just getting your partner on board going forward with collaboration, really important.
So my husband and I try and do something nice together now on Christmas Day, so we'll have a nice meal, go to a park, do something like that, which is really nice. And sometimes we invite other people who may be a bit homeless at the time or don't have family themselves, so that's actually really nice. So I'm learning to deal with those occasions.
In terms of a new year approach to thinking about a new year, it might be a time that you sit down and think, what's going to happen for me and our desire to have a family this year, but also have some goals or have some targets which don't involve fertility, so that when you get to the end of the year, you've achieved other things and all the focus isn't just about what you haven't achieved.
So one of the ways of coping with those holidays was deciding if there was an invitation, let's say to a birthday party, and I knew there was going to be children, a pregnant woman there, would be, A, do I really want to go? And if I am going to go, how long may I spend there? I might just limit myself and I might not go there for a long period of time, but just, you know, show my face sort of thing.
So you can have some things that you can choose to do and choose not to do. Choose not to accept every invitation maybe that comes your way, particularly if you're needing time out to kind of regroup or grieve or heal. Give yourself a chance to, you know, get your energy back and get your spirits back. You don't want to spread yourself too thin. Choose not to divulge all your personal information, like the intimate details, just because someone else is curious. You can say no to that. And maybe choose not to stick with the tried and true because you feel you have to. So give yourself permission to do some things differently.
As time's gone on, we've decided, my husband and I, that we would choose to celebrate what we do have and the family we've created for ourselves with our pussycats and our friends who understand and support us on our journey. So just focusing on the good things that we have achieved rather than those things that we wanted but haven't achieved.
So in terms of what you can do, if you find that you're going to events or celebrations, then you can choose who you sit next to, like who are your preferred people, those safe people that aren't necessarily going to ask all the difficult questions. Or maybe give yourself a role so that you're the barbecue person or you're the music person or you're the games person, then hopefully that role will distract other people from asking too many personal questions. Have some short answers ready for probing questions. You don't have to give a lot of detail, just maybe something like, I'll get back to you. And then ask them a question. That's always good. Most people like talking about themselves. Plan ahead. Think what might come up so that you're prepared, so you're not caught off balance in an unexpected situation or with an unexpected thing. Try and ensure that you're doing things that you're comfortable with. Choose to maybe do things completely different if you're going through a difficult time emotionally. Go away together as a couple if you've got a partner. You know, hang out with people who are perhaps in the same situation as you, or plan child-free kind of occasions. If you're a single person, maybe plan some time to just reward yourself from going through this process with an open heart. So some time out for you, a bit of a pat on the back. If you're in a relationship, spend time with your partner so that you're just celebrating that you've got through those difficult times.
I've realised now that we can actually relish some of those holidays and occasions and that sort of thing. We don't need to get a babysitter, we can just go and do them.